Hello from Notre Dame Stadium. For 90 years, a place that has been the scene of so many unique moments in college football history. And today, another one. For the first time, the house that Rockne built hosts college football amidst a pandemic. Protocols are in place. Stands are not as full as normal. Yet still, some much-needed familiarity can be found. Brian Kelly starts an 11th year with a top 10 team, and Ian Book is back for a third season quarterbacking the Irish. Duke is in town, not just a basketball school anymore under David Cutcliffe. He's a famed mentor of quarterbacks and now coaches the recent backup to college football's best QB. A day that is different in so many ways, takes part framed by familiar. For the 30th year, welcome to Notre Dame football on NBC. Hi everyone, I'm Mike Tirico. It's Irish season 132. We're about to see something we've never seen before. Notre Dame in a conference game. Member of the ACC for most of their sports. The league inviting the Irish to play football. A 10-game schedule means the Irish can win a conference title and a national title. But that would likely mean handling #1 Clemson. They come in here in November if the schedule stays in place. Today, they try to beat Clemson's old backup quarterback and continue an 18-game home winning streak. Didn't think you'd see it? Here it is. First time in 2020. Here come the Irish. Brian Kelly joins some of the legends as he begins season 11 as Notre Dame head coach. Ian Book becomes the first 3-year starter at quarterback since Jimmy Clausen, the senior from California, is 20-3 as he gets set to lead his team. And in the meantime, coming out of the tunnel over in the northwest corner of the stadium momentarily will be the Duke Blue Devils, who are going to make their 5th visit to South Bend. They take the walk down the steps from the visitors' locker room as they make their way to the field, down to Jack Collinsworth.
And Coach, you have coached Notre Dame for a decade, but today is different. How do you describe what it means to you and to Notre Dame to be out here today?
Well, I'm just so proud of our team and our support staff that we've been able to make it to the starting line. You know, again, just honored to be the head football coach at Notre Dame, given these times, the commitment that our players had to make to get here. I'm just excited to watch them play, Jack.
It's a veteran offensive line, 5th-year quarterback behind them. What are you most looking forward to seeing out here today?
Well, you know, I think we just need to do the ordinary things extraordinarily well. And I think if we do that in an opener, we're going to be in pretty good shape. As you mentioned, we've got 5 guys on the offensive line that have played a lot of football together. Ian Book is an experienced player. You know, rely on that. You know, we don't need to be anything else other than who we have been over the last 3 years. And Duke's a really good football team, well coached, but you know, I like us if we just be who we are.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Best of luck. Mike, back to you.
Thanks, Jack.
All right. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Brian Kelly. Welcome on up into the booth. Not a lot of folks in between the field and us as we normally have, but we have the Super Bowl winning head coach of the Pro Football Hall of Famer, Tony Dungy, with us on the games this year. Not your first trip to South Bend, though.
No, it's not, Mike. As a 17-year-old high school senior, I came on a recruiting visit. I went to Coach Parsegan's office, and I was blown away. And I have to tell you, coming back today, walking the campus with you, I felt the same energy and electricity. It's an awesome environment.
We just heard from Brian Kelly. David Cutcliffe, a terrific coach in his own right, coaches Duke. Those guys have been doing this combined for over a half-century as head coaches, and they told us this week, Tony, this is like nothing they've ever prepared for in their careers.
I can't even imagine it. All the things you have to process as a football coach, and Coach Kelly's talking about just making it to the starting line. It was 9 o'clock this morning when he found out that all his guys could play. I can't imagine that as a coach, but we're ready to go.
Same deal for Duke. Now, Tony, you studied this Notre Dame team in the offseason. They come off 3 straight 10 or more win seasons. What do you see when you look at them?
Well, they're really impressive. You heard Coach Kelly talk about that offensive line and his veteran quarterback. But I love the defense, and I think it's because it reminded me of my defenses in Tampa. They don't do a lot. They line up, but they're physical. They swarm to the ball, and they create turnovers. I think this is one of the best college football teams in the country.
But we know who the best team in the country is in this conference. It's Clemson. Clemson comes in here in November. Trevor Lawrence is their terrific quarterback. His backup the last couple of years, Chase Brice, is the quarterback for Duke. What do you see when you look at him?
Well, Coach David Cutcliffe knows a lot about quarterbacks, and he loves Chase Brice. He says he's accurate, he can move in the pocket, but more than anything, he gives them a chance to take shots and make plays down the field, which they're going to need to do if they're going to beat Notre Dame.
That is David Johnson. He took 2 back against Wake last year. That's Jonathan Dorr, and this is college football 2020. So glad to get it underway. From 2 deep, here comes the speedster, Philyaw Johnson. Hit hard as he crossed the 15-yard line. The first hit of the season made by the Irish and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who you're going to hear a lot about. He could be the best player on the Notre Dame defense. Tony, special teams, big plays, big name
Brian
player.
Pullen, the special teams coach, was worried about this. First kickoff coverage, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah set the tone.
All right, there's Chase Brice, who we talked about, backing up Trevor Lawrence. He saved the game against Syracuse when Lawrence was injured in 2018. He's played in 25 games, so he has a lot of experience. Opening drive will start from the 16-yard line, and Brice will go to the air right away. And this is one of the best parts of this Duke offense. Their tight end, Noah Gray, takes it across the 35 to the 37-yard line. It's a first down and a gain of 21.
Coach Cutcliffe talked about Noah Gray, and he said he reminds him of Dallas Clark. He can do a lot out in the open spaces, get the ball to him, and let him run.
Gray caught 51 balls last year. Senior from Massachusetts. Officially marked at the 38. And a turn and a hand for the first run of the game for Deion Jackson, one of the captains for the Blue Devils. He'll get 3 yards. They'll mark him forward progress at the 41-yard line. So Tony, for Brice, he's come in. He's tried to make himself a leader on this Duke team right from the start, even though he hasn't been with these guys and had no offseason.
And he's worked hard to do that, Mike.
To Jackson again. Good run across the 45 through 2 through 3 tackles. Jackson into Irish territory before the safety Kyle Hamilton brings him down at the 47-yard line. First down for Duke.
And this is really what they want to do. Little trap blocking inside. Good, powerful running by Deion Jackson. If they can get that run game going, that is really going to help.
Jacob Monk, the sophomore from Clayton, North Carolina. Good lead block. And from the 47, this time the fake, and Brice to the air and over the top, incomplete. Hamilton and Sean Crawford in coverage for Notre Dame as Eli Pankow was the intended receiver.
Play action, take the shots. This is what Coach Cutcliffe talked about. He's got to get big plays to win this ball game, and they're going to be aggressive.
14 in the secondary. 6 when he's on the field for Notre Dame playing a rover. Kyle Hamilton, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, 2 difference-making players who have to be very good if the Irish are going to be very good this season. On the draw, Jackson bouncing left. Hamilton makes the tackle as he's spilled at the 42-yard line. It's a pickup of 5. We'll have 3rd and 5 coming up. Jake Marweedy is the tight end who's in for Duke, because they have a couple of tight ends in the game. And they'll run out of that spread, and Jackson will not get there. Hamilton was over there for the Irish, along with Justin Ademiola, and it will bring up 4th down at 39. Let's see what they do here, Tony. 4th and about 3.
And this is Kyle Hamilton right here. Again, not playing in center field, but near the line of scrimmage. And look at this, just instinctive, finding the ball, making that hit, bringing up 4th down.
And they're going to go for it, and they'll go empty here, as Brice will spread him out. And he'll throw, and it's incomplete. And it is Hamilton in coverage. So 3 times on that drive. Hamilton, the key defender, breaks up that attempted completion. And the Irish defense come up with a 4th down stop to get started. Notre Dame takes over for the first time this year with good field position after the Hamilton pass breakup. That was the scene last year on a sun-drenched Saturday for the opener in South Bend. That's the same picture in a different time. And you see the students, like I said, credit their discipline. I don't know if I would have been doing that at 18. Give me a free pass to go hang out with my friends, but they're sitting with the groups that they came with, and they're assigned seats as they go through. And it's an overcast day. There are showers in the forecast for a bit later on. She lives in a single, and there is a chance of thunderstorms a bit later on in the second half. The Irish start their first drive of the year at the 39. It's the first carry of the day and the season for Kyron Williams, who won the running back job out of camp. He gains a yard. Sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri, taking the handoff from Ian Book. What jumps out about Book when you watch this senior, Tony?
Well, I love him. First of all, he takes care of the football, Mike. He makes accurate throws, but he can move, and he stresses the defense with his legs. I really like his game.
And to your point, 23 starts, 17 interceptions. He really does a good job of keeping it with the Irish. Tommy Tremble, the tight end, a lot expected from him. He was the motion man. Book took off and got hit and knocked down right near the line of scrimmage. So Duke with good coverage. Book takes that first hit. It'll be a sack and a loss of a yard.
And this is the Duke formula today, to have someone spying and getting after Ian Book if he does break the pocket.
Rocky Shelton from Fort Lauderdale, one of the starting linebackers for Duke. Blue Devils are good in the secondary, have a couple of very good players up front. 3rd and 11 for the Irish. And Book checks it down to Williams. He was about to get hit. He got rid of it. Not an accurate throw, and Notre Dame opens 3 and out here to start the season.
Great start by the Duke defense. They couldn't ask for a better opening drive. They wanted to stop the run early. That's all they talked to us about early on, was stopping the run and stop Ian Book from running on second down.
You saw some of that good pressure I mentioned. Chris Rumpf brought the heat there. Josh Blackwell is back. Jay Bramlett, sophomore, after a good season last year, is in to punt. He gets rid of it. And it'll be a perfect kick. 52 yards with no return, down at the 10-yard line by Michael Vincent, the walk-on, who won the long snapping job for the Irish here. First snap as the starter, and he gets to cover the punt, and Duke will have 90 yards to come down the field. So let's introduce you to the Blue Devils. You saw enough in that opening drive of Deion Jackson. There are the rest of the receivers, and Noah Gray caught that first ball of the game for 22 yards. Here's the group up front. Will Taylor's an interesting story. Duke lost their captain, Jack Wolbaugh, to a preseason injury. So in steps Will Taylor, his high school teammate, the quarterback, Chase Brice. So he's snapping to a guy that he played with back in high school in Georgia. Flush is Brice, able to maintain his poise and throw complete. That's a terrific play. And a gain of 11 for the first down to Jake Bobo, the junior from Belmont, Massachusetts.
And that is what Coach Cutcliffe talked to us about with Brice. He said he can move in the pocket. Here's Jake Bobo just staying alive. Brice is moving around, puts the ball in a catchable position, throwing on the run. Great play.
Nick McLeod made that tackle. He played at NC State, grad transfer for the Irish, trying to tunnel screen to the outside, spinning and caught by Jalen Calhoun. And he takes it to the 37-yard line, the sophomore from Greenville, South Carolina. Okay, let's introduce you to his Irish defense. Dalen Hayes is back for her 5th year. He's the captain, leading that pass rush up front. As I mentioned, everybody on the defense raving about Jeremiah Owusu, Oromoa, most explosive Notre Dame defender. Sean Crawford for his 6th year. Kyle Hamilton, his 2nd year. They man the safety spots. This is Mateo Durant, the 2nd string back, giving Jackson a rest. And he cannot get anything, as the Irish had him strung out, and will bring up 3rd down.
And that's that swarming defense that I love to see, getting a lot of people to the football.
Shane Simon led the tackling group. David Cutcliffe on the sideline under the neck gaiter with a beard that he started growing during everyone's quarantine period when the country was shut down. 3rd and 5. See, Hamilton rotates deep. He's the single safety in the back. The slant underneath is caught by Eli Panko. First down and more. Panko breaks free inside the 30. Panko in a foot race. Took a great angle. And Eli Panko all the way to the 7-yard line. It's a pitch, catch, and run of 56 yards.
And this is straight man coverage with a single safety and just a little pick underneath the rub route. And Panko does the rest after the catch, but it was designed by David Cutcliffe for that man coverage.
Young man from Indiana, from Pendleton, 140 miles from here. First and goal for Duke. That one is strung out. And nowhere to go is Kurt Heinrich, the senior, off that nose tackle position. Comes to get Deion Jackson for a big first down loss.
Great penetration. Great penetration there.
Heinrich, Myron Tungavailoa Amosa manning that inside. Isaiah Foskey, 7 you saw. He's to the quarterback's left, rushing from that defensive end with Hayes for the Irish. New name, second and goal. Tried to draw, almost missed the connection, and the handoff to Jackson. They're lucky that wasn't a fumble, Tony. They end up getting 2.
Timing wasn't quite right on this. Trying to show pass first, get those linebackers to drop out. Does get it to Jackson. Notre Dame squeezes it.
Handoff on the hip is not the best option, right?
Not in the red zone. You don't want that.
Duke will spread it, go empty with 5 wide on 3rd and goal. They bring 6. Brice is hit as he throws. It's incomplete. I mentioned Isaiah Foskey when he came in on this drive, and the sophomore from Antioch, California, 6'5", 237. I get the feeling we're going to see a lot of him this year.
Yes. And what happens, they blitz and drop out. They drop the defensive lineman out to take the hot, got Foskey free. Great job of setting that up by the Notre Dame defense.
They graduated a good kicker and bring in one that they think is a lot of promise. Charlie Ham is a strong leg. First collegiate field goal attempt from 29 yards. And a Jackson Hubbard's hold. Charlie Ham can forever say his first field goal in college football was in Notre Dame Stadium. Duke is on the board first. Just past halfway through the first. There is Chris Tyree. 3 different people use the word electric.
Yes, I can't wait. I hope this ball gets kicked to him. I can't wait to see him.
What the highly touted freshman running back out of Chester, Virginia has. He's back deep to receive the Charlie Ham kickoff. Ham does have that big leg. See if he has a return chance. He will. Here's Tyree's Irish debut from the goal line. Across the 20, that is explosive speed and quickness as Tyree takes it out near the 38-yard line. They weren't lying.
Just as advertised.
The Irish ran 10 plays in the opening frame, just 7 yards. Duke had 151 yards, and they had the only points. Blue Devils 3, Irish nothing after 1. And we will return to Notre Dame Stadium after these messages from your local station. So good to be back. You're watching Notre Dame football on NBC. Here at Notre Dame Stadium, season opener for the Irish and the Duke Blue Devils, first ever conference game in Notre Dame history. Invited to be in the ACC for a 10-game schedule this year. Of course, most of the other Irish sports play in the Atlantic Coast Conference. 3-0 Duke as we start the second. Mike Tirico, Tony Dungy, Jack Collinsworth on the sideline. First down and Book waiting, nothing open, try to check it down for Williams, and it's incomplete. So let's check that Notre Dame offense. We mentioned, of course, the quarterback, 3-year starter in Ian Book, Kyron Williams, Tommy Tremble. Some new names are going to be surrounding Book this year in terms of touching the ball, but not blocking. Robert Hainsey is a second-year captain. He has 22 of the 107 starts for this group. They're all starters. They're all back. And they all have the potential to be good as a unit. They didn't show it on the first drive, to be honest. That's right. Gain of 2 there for Kyron Williams. It'll be 3rd and long again, Tony.
Yeah, and on that incomplete pass, we've got a bunch situation here, but you're going to see a receiver come wide open, uncovered. And Ian Book would like to have that throw back.
Lawrence Keys broke out of the bunch and broke free. 3rd and 8. Book protected. He fires. It's over Ben Skoranik's head. Skoranik is the graduate transfer from Northwestern who grew up in Fort Wayne, Indiana, has 110 career catches. And many folks thought he would be one of the key receiving options. He could not connect with Book there. As you see, Skoranik has more receptions during his Northwestern days than all the returning Notre Dame players combined. And we saw a little bit of that in that series. Conversation with Dell Alexander, the Notre Dame wide receiver coach, on the sideline. Bramlett's going to run here. Can he get to the 28-yard line? He can. Former high school quarterback to the 35. So Jay Bramlett gives the Irish a little bit of a spark, and they pick up a first down. Wow, dice roll there with the fake punt from inside their own 30-yard line.
And Duke is trying to set up a return. They're going to drop out here. Great job leading. And this is a good run by the punter.
Yes.
That was an athletic run.
Because he doesn't make it if he doesn't make this cutback here, Tony. Duke had that strung out. Like I said, Bramlett back in his Alabama days was a high school quarterback, so showing some of those skills. Brooks got it back, and that's Michael Mayer, who Jack Collinsworth just told you about, across midfield for a gain of 16 and a first down. The #2 tight end, according to many recruiting services, player of the year out of the state of Kentucky, true freshman.
And they are really high on this freshman. He's a big body and a big target. He wears number 87. They call him Baby Gronk for a reason.
6'4" and 250. Nothing baby about that. Now an edge run set up, and Williams, with the flag coming in, gets to the 37-yard line.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty at the end of the play, first down. You got one.
So 3 chunks in a row there for the Irish. Didn't see anything there. Yeah,
that on the runner. Maybe it was on someone who was blocking.
Let's see. Nate Thompson, 29, was coming by. There was nothing there. Let's see if this was the face mask. Okay, that's what they got over there. Great job by our crew to find that on the side. Mark Gilbert, it's a player we told you was returning from that hip injury. He was blocking against Ben Skoranek, and that will take the Irish down to the 22-yard line. Let's go Irish from the student, faculty, and staff crowd assembled here, and parents as well. There's Williams to the right. Good penetration, and he only gets back to the line of scrimmage, not much more. Derek Tangelo did a terrific job with the penetration that allowed Dorian Mosi to make the tackle.
Good job, Derek Tangelo, kind of making it bounce outside. But once again, Duke is saying, we're going to take away this run game and make you throw the ball to beat us.
Williams helmet off. He's out. Jafar Armstrong in. Fake to him. Setting up the screen to Armstrong. Here goes the senior from Missouri. Room to run inside the 10. Inside the 5. And Armstrong is out of bounds just inside the 2-yard line.
And all the movement, Mike. The fake reverse. Duke got lost in the shuffled man coverage, and no one is going to end up on Armstrong. Watch him.
We're taking advantage here, Tony. You know, Williams loses his helmet, has to come out for a play. Armstrong, who didn't win the starting job, although he is the most experienced coming back of those Notre Dame rushers, just out of bounds before he could reach to the pylon. So first and goal for the Irish. Williams is back in at running back. Tremble leads the way. Williams powering towards the goal line and is stopped just short.
Tommy Tremble moves back to fullback to become the lead blocker. They got some movement, good hard run.
Two pretty strong players for Notre Dame. See if they can lead the way. If they're going to power run, that's the place to go, right?
That's where to go, and that put it on them. We're going to run right behind you. They go right, though.
They'll try the right. Guys on the right, and Timmy Young missed the tackle, and Kyron Williams is in for the touchdown. Young had him absolutely stopped for a loss of yardage, and Williams was able to get out of that tackle and get Notre Dame's first touchdown of the year.
Lummy Young, he can't believe it. He's actually going to come through here and get great penetration, and he thinks he made the tackle. And it's a touchdown.
Wow.
This is a great run, Kyron Williams, and they raved about this guy. They said he's been awesome in camp, and he's proving it.
Lummy Young was just in disbelief on his knee that he didn't stop him. Jonathan Dorr had a very good season last year, his first year as the full-time Notre Dame kicker. Knocks one through to start his second. 4 and change gone by here in the second, and for the first time this season, Notre Dame in the lead. Kyren Williams with his first touchdown. 7-3 Notre Dame. We all know it's been a very odd year this offseason. So different. July 29th, the ACC allowed Notre Dame to come in for the conference for this 1 year. Classes started, moved up that start time to August 10th. And the Big Ten, the Pac-12, the next day postponed their season. Folks wondered what would happen to the ACC, the Pac-12, the Big 12. Well, Notre Dame started classes but had to suspend them as COVID had an outbreak on campus. But after a couple of weeks of suspending in-person classes, they resumed here September 2nd. The numbers have been much better. The athletics of the Atlantic Coast Conference, Jack Swarbrick, one of the big voices in the ACC, and obviously here at Notre Dame, and getting athletics back on track as this is the first weekend of competition for the ACC. Touchback there. The Irish Duke a first quarter field goal. Notre Dame a touchdown and a drive that culminated in the second quarter with a Kyren Williams run. Brice hangs on to it, throws it complete. It's another first down, a gain of 12 to Jalen Calhoun out to the 30-yard line. Back-to-back first downs. Here's the last one as Bobo was trying to get to the 18. Ball's in his left hand. It was out of
That's out of bounds. I think he was a little short. They gave him a good spot. Good spot for Duke.
I'm surprised that replay did not stop it to look at it. Got a first down on the next play. They're going to get another one here on a nice run by Deion Jackson. Out to the 40-yard line.
Mike, he hits the holes and slashes. This is just zone blocking. He can run anywhere. He sees the hole and he goes north-south.
Will Taylor, Jacob Monk, the interior of that line, creating the space. Brice in a good rhythm, throws in the middle. That's caught on the run. 25 yards on that one for Calhoun to the Irish 35, and they found a rhythm here, but it was a hard hit that Calhoun took, and he's shaken up on the play. He was going fast, was in an awkward spot. You see a helmet comes off.
Get your helmet, get your helmet.
And this is a great job by Deion Jackson, the running back. It's supposed to be play action this way, but he sees the blitzer coming off, and so he aborts the play action and comes over here and makes the block, allowing this throw. Well done by a veteran back.
Gain of 26. It was the back end on that hit. As Calhoun lowered his head into Nick McLeod's shoulder. Brice on a boot, and the throw is very good over the linebacker in front of the defender to the 18-yard line. It's Eli Pankel, and Duke has found a terrific offensive rhythm on this drive.
Here's Pankel here running the corner route, and this is a beautiful throw over Owusu Koromoa's head. When he threw the ball, I said, don't throw it, but great touch.
4 first down plays in a row. Duke's moved it into the red zone from the 18. Timing shot to the end zone. Incomplete for Damon Philyaw-Johnson. They want to see if Philyaw-Johnson can be as electric as a receiver as he has been as a kick returner. I mentioned he had the 2 kick returns for a touchdown against Wake Forest, tied an ACC record in that regard, an NCAA record last year. Now can he be a pass catcher who's a big threat? The Devils looking to take the lead here, 2nd and 10. Brice with 5 options underneath, incomplete. That one intended for his normal big target, Noah Gray, and Jeremiah Owusu-Koromoa smelled that one coming.
Mike, he is a great football player. They call him Woo, but I call him Wow because he does so much. And you see him break on this ball here. That is excellent technique. Got his left hand in there without interfering. He covers, he can blitz, he can tackle in the open field. This young man is a great football player.
There was a flag on that play. I don't know if it was on that play, or it didn't look like it was on that play, but it's first down at the 9. Did not hear Jeff Easter's microphone opened for the call. There was no announcement.
I wonder if they called that pass interference. If they did, I'm not so happy with that call.
I didn't see the flag right in front of it. In any case, it is 1st and goal at the 9. Irish blitz throw underneath is caught to the 2-yard line. And Pankow is brought down by Kyle Hamilton. So busy half for Eli Pankow. His 3rd reception, 78 yards.
This is the same blitz Notre Dame brought earlier, bringing people and dropping linemen out, trying to get underneath that. But a great play by Brice. He got the ball in through traffic under pressure.
3 tight ends and the running back Deion Jackson on 2nd and goal. 2 tight ends to the left. Jackson runs that way and he is stopped. Now tripped up before he could get to the blocking. It'll be 3rd down. Ade Ogundeji in there for the Irish on the tackle.
I don't think they're going to be able to pound it in against this front, Mike. I think you're going to have to see some misdirection, some type of play action off this run fake here.
2 tight ends to the right. Gray lined up in the backfield. Same motion, same setup. This time it's the boot. Brice in trouble, and he is brought down by Foskey. It's an incomplete or the sack or the fumble. It's ruled incomplete. Finally, we get a whistle. The referee, and they didn't open their mic before. Now he's just pointing and not blowing a whistle. So we're trying to figure out what's going on here.
First game for the officials too, Mike. Isaiah Foskey, though, with another great play. He doesn't get fooled. He doesn't chase the run. Stays upfield. Comes after the quarterback.
Prior to the pass, the quarterback's knee was down at the 12-yard line. It will be 4th down. Please reset the game clock to 3 minutes, 38 seconds. The clock will be on my signal.
So the sack brings up a 30-yard field goal attempt for Charlie Ham. Good earlier from 29. The operation was good. The redshirt freshman knocks it through, and with 3:20 left, it is a low-scoring game and a 1.76 Notre Dame lead, as the Irish were heavily favored in this one. Tyree will take this from 1 yard deep. Freshman trying to read the blocks. Duke covered this one well, and he is down at the 14-yard line. Tunnel screen here is going to go a long way. It is caught by Kyron Williams. It's a foot race. Williams, the safety with an angle. Williams all the way to the 10-yard line. '75 yards.
They want to get the ball in Kyron Williams' hands in a lot of ways. This is an empty formation. Let the lineman rush and let Kyron Williams pick and use his vision. Well-designed play, well done, just gets chased down. They told us they want to use him as a receiver also.
Robert Hainsey out to throw. Great block from the 11. It is Book looking end zone, throwing, and it's intercepted. Lummy Young, the 4th, comes up with the interception.
Miscommunication with the freshman.
We're on the field. The ball is intercepted in the end zone for a touchback.
It'll be a touchback.
Oh no, that's my mistake. I thought it was miscommunication with Mayer. He's throwing that to Trimble and off his hands, just a little high. That's just a bad throw.
Yeah, off the hands of Trimble, who was covered. And Lummy Young, the 4th, the redshirt junior from Anderson, South Carolina. Only had 3 starts and really made his name on special teams. Comes up with a huge interception for the Blue Devils. Just intercepted 6 times last year in his 301 pass attempts. A little high, it was a little hot coming at the tight end Trimble. And they couldn't pull it down, and the Blue Devils get it back. From the 20, it's Brice. That's a gain of 13 for Jake Bobo. A big hit on the sideline. Now let's go back to the pick.
And this is just, it's a corner route, but then it's Trimble on the cross, and he's got a high-low. And that was just a bad decision, too, throwing it in traffic and throwing it high.
The pass incomplete for Jake Marweedy, the redshirt junior tight end. Dalen Hayes was around defensively for the Irish to mess up the timing. So 2:09 left. Duke gets the ball back here, and now 2nd and 10 at their own 35. Saw 6 up at the top of the screen. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah out covering the slot, and that pass is incomplete. Sean Crawford with the defense on Jalen Calhoun. You see Owusu-Koramoah, Tony will see him in a lot of different places. He can rush the passer, but you can also put him out there to cover a slot receiver.
He's the reason why they don't have to play nickel defense. They can play base defense because he can do so many things. He can come in the box and play. He can cover wide receivers. He's a zone defender. He's just a dynamic all-around player. Here you see him near the line of scrimmage.
Pass rushing time. It is 3rd down and 10. 2:05 to go. And Brice design run. Can he get there? Nope. Kyle Hamilton was waiting for him. It's a run of 6. See if Brian Kelly takes time out here. The Irish will let it roll. 1:50 till halftime.
Yes, I think you have to have a timeout here. Don't let them burn 30 seconds of this clock.
Just waited a few seconds with threat of going for it on 4th and 4. They don't. And they will kick it away with Porter Wilson, sending it back to Lawrence Keys. Wilson takes max time there. Keys on a 44-yard kick with the fair catch at the 16-yard line. Exchanging personnel there, about 8-9 seconds go. Offside, free play for Book underneath. It's Trimble. Tight end tried to elude one hit. He did. Knocked down at the 39. It's a gain of 7, maybe 8. We'll check the call. 25 seconds left. We'll take the 1st and 5 or the 2nd and 3.
Offside. Defense. That penalty's declined. 2nd down. Timeout. Notre Dame. Their 2nd charge timeout. 30 seconds.
See, watched North Carolina beat Syracuse earlier today. No fans there, and atmosphere is a little bit different than it is here. 1st down, and Book throws complete across midfield with Joe Wilkins. It got out of bounds. It's a good job by Wilkins to stop the clock with 19 seconds left.
Excellent job by him getting out of bounds. You're frustrated if you're Duke defensive players. You've got to take that angle, get on the outside leg, and get him down, keep the clock moving.
So Skoranek goes out with the injury. Wilkins comes in and comes up with the catch. He's been showing more consistency to this staff. Pressure picked up. Book scans, fires, complete again to the 33. Again, it is Wilkins. That's 3 in a row for Joe.
Yes, you said scan, Mike. Excellent job by Kyron Williams, the back. He's lined up here on the right. He sees the possible blitz, comes across and picks it up, gives Book a chance to make this throw.
Seen a lot of Wilkins in practice over the last couple of years, but with the bigger names in front of him, very good performers, did not catch a ball all of last year. 12 seconds left, and Book got to do something quick. Chase in trouble, gets out of bounds at the 30-yard line with 7 seconds left. We'll get some yardage out of that. All right, so there's Dorr, the kicker. He waits 7 seconds. Irish know they've got to be quick here. The pressure's on, and Book just gets rid of it. Incomplete in the area of Michael Mayer, so no intentional grounding, and we will have the 47-yard field goal attempt coming up from Jonathan Dorr. Dorr hit one from 52 last year against USC. Coming in to replace Justin Yoon, who left with a terrific record resume as the Notre Dame kicker, and Dorr was very consistent last year. Officially, it'll be a 48-yard field goal attempt. And Dorr knocks it through on the final play of this 1st half. So some key completions to Joe Wilkins put the Irish in position. Dorr good from 48. And Notre Dame takes a 4-point lead into the locker room. They'll get the ball to start the 2nd half. Stay tuned for the State Farm Halftime Report right after these messages and a word from your local station. You're watching Notre Dame football on NBC. Opening day of the this ACC season, this season for Notre Dame. Irish leading Duke 10-6 as we get set to start the third quarter. Mike Tirico, Tony Dungy, Jack Collinsworth here from Jack at halftime. Terry McCauley with us in the studio as well. The first half numbers, Notre Dame unable really to run it very well. A lot of that the punt return, the big punt I should say, in the first half. Passing yards about even, same there. The turnovers, Notre Dame won. Ian Book a red zone turnover. And a 4-point lead for Brian Kelly over David Cutcliffe's team. Adjustment time, Coach. What do you think in second half? Let's look at Notre Dame first.
Well, Coach Kelly, I know he's not happy with that less than 30 yards by his running backs running the ball. I'd like to see some misdirection runs. That got Kyron Williams going early. So I'd like to see some of that. Maybe a reverse in there, slow that Duke pursuit down. On the other side, Coach Cutcliffe told us we've got to make big plays in the passing game. Notre Dame's secondary is playing great, so maybe those would come from tight end Noah Gray or running back Deion Jackson.
Yeah, get those other guys who are two of their best offensive players as a bigger part of this. I'll tell you, Duke belongs on the field here with Notre Dame. It's a first game after an uncertain offseason, but I think Duke athletically looks so much better than they did in the game against the Irish last year.
Oh, they've got to be happy about the way they're competing, and other than being off sides and an interception, they'd be right in this ball game. So I think they are confident coming out in the second half.
Notre Dame offense, a lot of conversation who would be the playmakers in that offense. Ben Skoranek, the wide receiver, the grad transfer from Northwestern, pulled up after a play in the first half. We haven't seen Braden Lenzy, the speedster, who showed the great speed in the run and receiving game at times in the second half of last year. We did see Chris Tyree with an impressive kickoff return the first time around. Let's see if the freshman gets the ball in his hands here. As the ball is kicked, the second half is underway. Charlie Ham sends it, and here comes Tyree out of his own end zone. Read that nice. Good patience for the flag down. We'll see this one come back for an illegal block. The Irish should hope to be a better running team inside the tackles. Not showing that yet. Their best stuff has come on the edge. Same place for Williams, that time 3 to the 26-yard line. We saw Chris Rumpf get injured in the first half. He's back out there. Shaka Hayward over there with him to make the tackle. The Duke team, as we mentioned last year, 5-7. They started 4-2, lost 5 of their last 6. Struggled to score late. Their opener last year was against Alabama, and they lost 42-3. So for the second consecutive year, a top 10 team, a traditional national power opening the season for the Blue Devils. And very much in this one in the rain in South Bend. Williams again, very elusive with that twisting, turning move. Hard to bring down, but Duke has just been steady and solid. Only a gain of 1, 3rd and 6 ahead.
I think Coach Kelly said in the locker room, we've got to get this run game going, and they are trying to feature Kyron Williams here.
So it's 3rd and 6 again, and Book throws high and incomplete for the second time. Book with a bit of an overthrow. It was intended for Kyron Williams. They'll punt the ball away, and we go down to Jack.
Yeah, some unfortunate injury news for Notre Dame. Grad transfer for Notre Dame. Ben Skoranek is out for the remainder of the game.
We saw him pull up on that late second quarter pass route. Grabbed with that left hamstring a couple of times. He's been out here from the start of the second half, but we will not see him in action. Again, Tony pointed out Skoranek more career receptions than the rest of the returning Irish players combined. Ramlett, tough to catch tumbler, brought in at the 36 by Josh Blackwell. Covered well. He returns at 4 to the 40-yard line. Isaiah Pryor made the stop. In the rain in South Bend, Notre Dame by 4. Rain has started a little heavier than it was during that first half. There's a line of storms lining up, moving from the southwest to the northeast, right through South Bend. See how much it impacts this second half. Second half possession for the Blue Devils. And Chase Brice finds that tight end who he loves to throw it to. Noah Gray, the reception. Great tackle, minimal gain of 3. That's Gray's 3rd catch of the afternoon.
It'll be interesting to see. Coach Cutcliffe talked about shot plays, big plays, dialing up, see what he's come up with to loosen up this Notre Dame defense.
2nd and 7. They run Deion Jackson to the right. Jackson trying to work through a couple of Irish defenders. He did a nice job to gain 2 yards. Myron Tagovailoa Amosa, Drew White in on the stop. White's 2nd year as a full-time player. Tagovailoa Amosa, one of the experienced tackles, along with 41, Kurt Heinich returning. It's 3rd and 5 for the Blue Devils. Irish bringing 6. Brice got rid of it. Good catch. Jalen Calhoun, but he lost the football. And Notre Dame is on it. Injured Irish player as well after the hit. It's Kyle Hamilton, their terrific safety, grabbing at his left leg.
Early on the field, the receiver caught the ball, fumbled it, recovered by the defense. 1st down, Notre Dame.
So Notre Dame comes up with the turnover, but the concern for the best player in the secondary, Hamilton. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
This guy is special, Mike. He just makes plays all over the field.
And you see as Owusu-Koramoah made the hit, Calhoun, as he went down into the leg of Hamilton. So they look at the Irish safety as we step out. And Sean Crawford comes up with the recovery for the Irish. So they take over at the 41. Kyron Williams bouncing outside. A nice run here by Williams. First contact does not bring down the sophomore running back, Tony.
That was a really strong run. But again, Notre Dame now trying to get some angle blocking, get him outside, pin that defense inside. Well done.
Notre Dame has thrown it 19 times, completing 11 of the 19. Of those 11 completions, only 3 to a wide receiver, all to Joe Wilkins in the last minute of the drive at the end of the first half. It's in the hands of Keys on the edge. Got a block from Williams to the 43-yard line. So Lawrence Keys, first down run of 5 for the junior from New Orleans.
I like this, though. A little different type of running, trying to diversify the running game. Not going right at those guys. Just a little jet sweep. Use the speed of Keys. Get some blocks on the outside. Create some movement.
Notre Dame had some personnel issues to sort out there. Tommy Trimble clears the field. Tommy Rees, first regular season game as the play caller for the former Irish quarterback. Book, a lot of room here. Book will take off. He'll get the first down and get out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Tony, it's that weird thing. Talking about wanting to see Ian Book in the pocket and read it out with the progressions, but he's really good at that.
He is, and you can't take away what he does well and what really gives defenses problems. So I know he's trying to sit in there and make his reads, but be a player, Ian, and do what you do and make first downs.
Irish on the move at the Duke 35. Inside give to the freshman Tyree. Chris Tyree stopped after a gain of only a yard. That time Derek Tangelo shaken up in the first half. Back out there for Duke with the tackle along with Chris Rupp.
Derek Tangelo and Fry have really played well inside. Going out right now, a little sub package here.
Notre Dame coming up with personnel, get 4 wide here and just the 1 back, so Duke matches up for 2nd and 9. And Book fires sideline, 1 foot inbounds. Wilkins with the catch. It's been a good game for Joe Wilkins, his 4th grab, and it'll be 3rd down and about 3 coming up.
An excellent read by Ian Book. He saw the blitzing corner, good adjustment, and that is an excellent catch. That's an NFL catch. They're both beat in.
I take that back. Absolutely. That's
yes.
Thursday, Sunday, Monday good. Nice job by Wilkins.
Yes. He's been impressive.
Only 4 wide receiver grabs, designed to run. Book on the edge. Got a block and very close to the first down yardage. See if they mark him at
a little short.
Yep. 4th and short. One thing Brian Kelly has done over the last few years, when Chip Long was the play caller and now it's Tommy Rees, and Tommy was the quarterback coach, so on the staff, the start of the drive, he lets them know we're going to go when we get to a certain point on the field. So there's no dilly-dally and wasting time. What are we going to do? We're going.
And that helps you on your 3rd down call as well. Hey, if we don't make it, I know I've got another down.
tried the hard count. Now they will go. Yep, bouncing outside. It is Kyron Williams. He will go the distance. Notre Dame touchdown, Kyron Williams.
And this is a lot of Kyron Williams, too. This is supposed to be an inside run going left, but he sees it. He's going to get behind his big people here. Tommy Tremble gets a good block. We're going left, but he's going to bounce it outside. Use his speed, very instinctive.
We're talking about Trimble as a pass catcher, but by his ability to hold that edge, allowed Williams to bounce it, take it 26 yards, his second rushing touchdown. Jonathan Dorr knocks it through sideways, the Irish up 11.
And again, this is just really, really good running. Many guys would just pound it in there and try to get it, but he sees the opening outside, and once he gets there, it's all over. But that was just using that vision and being a football player.
Williams played briefly last year, 4 games. Came in early in 1 game, played a play, missed an assignment, didn't play the rest of the game, and other backs just took the role. So he has the eligibility and the opportunity, won the job in this preseason, and has 2 touchdowns here this afternoon. See if the dangerous kick return man can bring it back. Damian Philia Johnson, but he is stopped shy of the 30 to 28-yard line. You know, Tony, we haven't seen much of number 1, John Tavis Robertson, a freshman who they really like. He just jumped in the game here. He's in the slot, right at the ST on 1st and 10. Brice is going to give it on 1st down. And just a gain of a yard, maybe 2, into the waiting arms of Drew White goes Mateo Durant.
You're right about Robertson. They told us they've got to get him in the game. He can make things happen, and wouldn't be surprised to see a ball go to him.
Dukes, like Notre Dame, looking for those playmakers to develop on the edge here. Chase Brice, former Clemson quarterback. There it is to the hands of Robertson. 1st down and more inside the 25-yard line. So he makes his first college football catch, and there'll be plenty more to come after that, one would think.
Yep. He's in the slot. Got the play call widened out and just comes in on a slant. Nice hands catch, and he runs like a running back.
24. Brice fakes that toss and tries to pop it to Gray. He's got it. The tight end couldn't stay in bounds, but it'll be 1st and goal. Noah Gray.
That's one of those shot plays. They're faking the option, making it look like an option, and Noah Gray is going to be fake the lead block and then just keep going. Well done.
So to the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. And on the give, Durant, who's seeing action on this series, is stopped. Abraham's 2nd and goal. Again, it just takes one play by someone to change a game, and you never know when. And that tackle on the book scramble by Dumakaji may have given Duke an opportunity here.
And we need some misdirection here if you're Duke.
2nd and goal. There it is, Tony. And on the edge, Durant is stopped and hit. Sean Crawford. Wow, he is showing some terrific safety instincts in this ball game. He's played corner most of his Notre Dame career.
He really is. They said he's made this adjustment seamlessly. He sees the ball. He knows what's going on. And that was a big play now to put him in another huge 3rd down.
Leofau, the linebacker, Maris Leofau, stretched it out. Crawford cleaned it up. 3rd and goal for the Blue Devils. Brice gonna run. Brice is in for the touchdown. So Chase Brice, those couple of years at Clemson, saw a ton of playing time in their big margins over opponents. Looking very comfortable on this drive, and Duke is back in it.
Go to an empty formation, spread everything out, design quarterback run. Big body and good hard running. went after it and tightened this game up now.
Ran it 30 times. Had a touchdown for Clemson last year. Charlie Ham on for the extra point. 4-point game. 2:19 here in the third. So a big flip in the game all of a sudden there is Duke within 4. Remember, this is a Duke team that came in here a few years back with the Giants quarterback now, Daniel Jones, and knocked off Notre Dame when they were a 3-touchdown favorite. We mentioned Trevor Lawrence a couple of times. Chase Brice backing him up at Clemson. Came in the game often. He played, Tony, in 25 games, 384 snaps. No, Lawrence in the big leads that Clemson had. But he really had learned a lot from his time at Clemson.
He did, but the interesting thing he told us, it's different when you go in the fourth quarter. I played a lot,
right,
but playing in the first quarter, starting a game, this is his first start since high school. He's playing well.
Notre Dame kickoff return. The freshman Tyree. He bottled up here. Not much room to run. Well covered by the Blue Devils. Tyree's down to the 17-yard line. Book off the spot, scrambling. No receiver to that side, so he heads for the sideline. One of the folks carrying the water jugs for Duke there got knocked down. Second down. Here is Book. Again flush. Nobody's getting open on the initial plays. Book stops on a dime and does a nice job to get some yardage out of that to the 34. It's a gain of 5. It'll bring up third down in the final minute of the third.
And these new receivers, Mike, I think they've got to get used to breaking off the routes and moving with Ian Book, giving him some help when he scrambles.
And even though it feels like those are made up plays, that's a lot of time together, right?
Yes, you work on that, and that again is one of the things Brian Kelly said they probably haven't had a chance to work on with practices being disrupted.
3rd and 8. Duke bringing 5. Irish pick it up. Book throws complete. Avery Davis has a first down. The Marcus forward progress at the 42.
Nice route by Davis. He pushed up, came back to the football, created separation, made himself available.
Been a high school dual threat quarterback and a running back, now settling in at receiver for this year.
Watch him come back to the ball. That's well done.
That will bring the third quarter to an end. Each team a touchdown in the third. Off we go to the fourth. Irish 17, Blue Devils 13. We'll be back at Notre Dame Stadium for the fourth quarter after these messages from your local NBC station. You're watching Notre Dame football. Fourth quarter begins. Ian Book and the Irish up 4. Book for a shot downfield. 4 Keys incomplete. Trying to go the distance with Lawrence Keys. That might be the first ball that's been in the air over 20 yards all game for the Irish.
It really was. They set it up very nicely. 2 tight end package, fake the play action, and Keys with no middle safety, no help. He's got the whole field. Just misfired just slightly. And I think that's a good no call.
So 2nd and 10, an inside run for Jafar Armstrong. He'll take it about 2 yards. Armstrong has been involved in the pass game a couple of times, and that's his first run of the season. Armstrong ran it 46 times for the Irish last year.
Another big third down for that Duke defense. See what they dial up. They tried to mix the pressures and different looks and blitzes. Curious to see what package they have going here.
And Matt Guerreri, their defensive coordinator, David Cutcliffe said, one of the better young coaches I've been around in some time. He and Ben Albert sharing the coordinator duties. Jim Knowles to Oklahoma State now. Book's got a crosser, the freshman Mayer. Can he get out of the tackle? Oh, he did. What a play. And he kept running. And he got the first down. Josh Blackwell was hanging on. Wait, Tony, isn't that the guy you told me they call Baby Gronk? 87. He made a good play there.
They said we were going to see this freshman tight end. He's here, going to run the shallow cross. This is well played by Duke, but this is just great effort and what he can do. Mayer runs through the tackle, gets the first down. That was a huge play for Notre Dame.
The Notre Dame folks were the ones who said, hey, he's like a baby Gronk. And I kind of laughed when I heard that. But 87, the big body, and play like that. All right. We'll give you the nickname for another week. From the 35, Book gets it out to Williams in space. Kyron Williams turns it upfield. Inside the 20, and Williams works it to the 17-yard line. Nice run, gain of 18 on that pass from Book.
Really well done. Kyron Williams, they faked the ball to him, and he's just going to sneak and leak out here. Again, Duke gets lost. Again, very well done using Ian Book's mobility and a nice throw under pressure.
Book underneath, incomplete. Couldn't set and throw it to Mayer. Michael couldn't bring it in. Again, Independence, Kentucky, player of the year in that state. 6'4", 250. Notre Dame has cranked out a bunch of good tight ends here over the years. You'll see Cole Kmet for the Chicago Bears as this season goes on. Taking on day 2 of the NFL draft last year.
They're keeping Mayer in this set, and they really like him in the red zone because of that big catch radius.
17, Book pumps, throwing sideline, and is incomplete. We saw Chase Claypool come up with so many of those last year for Notre Dame. Joe Wilkins was the intended receiver and well covered to bring up third down.
This is that 50-50 ball, and we were asking Coach Kelly, who has the shots to get this? Who are you going to throw to? And he talked to us about McKinley. He talked to us about Wilkins. Wilkins has played well. Couldn't come down with that one, though.
Leonard Johnson, nice job
yes.
in that man coverage. The redshirt junior from Hayden, Alabama. So 3rd and 10 for the Irish. Pressure. Book steps up. End zone shot for Davis. Avery fought for it. Caught it. Notre Dame touchdown.
This was an all-out blitz, Mike. No help. And Notre Dame picked it up very, very well. Gave him that extra second to throw it. Again, watch Kyron Williams on the pickup. Just enough to give him a chance to throw. There's no middle safety. There's no help back there. There's a 50-50 ball that the Notre Dame player came up with. Avery Davis, big play.
2 5'11" guys going for that ball, and Book with the placement so Davis can spin that quote back shoulder and come up with the grab. Dorr adds the extra point, so Avery Davis bounced around a bunch. Dual threat quarterback in high school, running back, even over on the defensive side of the ball, finds it at home in the receiver's position. Touchdown for the Irish. Irish up 11. Spent a lot of time talking about the football here today, and Jeff Quinn, the offensive line coach for Notre Dame, gets that offensive line a better second half performance. Their timing with the lack of practices that Tony talked about, the regular plan for an off-season, a preseason, and then training camp. Everybody's in a little bit of adjustment mode. There's been so much going on, not just obviously everything with COVID-19 and the pandemic, also the social justice and the race conversations that have been a part of every town in America, certainly every campus, and you're going to see a lot of expressions throughout as you continue to watch sports. Chase Brice taking over from the 25-yard line, throws it out in the flat, and a good tackle by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah on Dion Jackson. Brian Kelly and the Irish players in the midst of all of this was part of a rally, a walk, awareness conversation on this campus. Dalen Hayes was the one who was as vocal as any of the players. As a matter of fact, he and Brian Kelly appeared on the Today Show. Conversation with our friend Craig Melvin about the on-campus portion of the Black Lives Matter movement and the race conversation in America. Dion Jackson tackled there by Isaiah Foskey, having an outstanding game at defensive end. But his defensive end partner, Hayes, Tony, talked to us about his involvement in those conversations on campus.
And what I loved, it wasn't just protest, it wasn't just symbolic. They went to the Robinson Center for Conflict Resolution, and they were working with 4th and 5th graders. Action steps. I love to hear that and see that.
Yeah, Dalen Hayes has become very involved in those things in the South Bend community. This is 3rd and 15. And the screen set up for Jackson. Good defensive sequence by the Irish. Myron Tungo-Vailoa on the edge helped start it. And it will become a 4th down. And Duke will kick it away after Ade Ogundeji made the tackle.
It was a great series, and this is just going to be a quick swing out here, but you'll watch all of this pursuit, and this is what you love to see from any defense. But Notre Dame exhibits this. They get to the football. So many players getting there.
I know as a defensive coach, you always loved, you get a score, you get the momentum, back up 11, come down and shut them down right away.
3 and out, huge.
Porter Wilson sends it. 40-yard kick, fair caught by Lawrence Keys. Irish will take over the 43. 9:06 to go in the game. ND plus 11. 112 on the ground, 93 through the air. And a couple of touchdowns for Kyron Williams, St. Louis, Missouri. Only touched it 5 times all year last year. And here is the freshman Tyree with acceleration into the secondary. Bumped down hard, but a good strong run. Mark Gilbert the tackle. But Tyree pouring it on here as the Irish take control of this 4th quarter.
Here you're going to see what those coaches talked about, electric. This speed through the hole. Watch the acceleration. When he sees it, he hits it.
25 yards, number 25. Mark Gilbert brought him down. Ian Book, last snap before that one was his first touchdown pass of the season. Ian had 34 last year. He now has 58 in his career. Chance to move up the Notre Dame all-time list with a good season this season. Here's Michael Mayer, the freshman tight end, on the edge with space. Mayer brought down the 17-yard line.
And here we go. Watch this misdirection for the tight end Michael Mayer. He's going to change motion and then come all the way back behind the line of scrimmage. So he gets Young moving, leak through the line of scrimmage, play action. Love the design of some of these things, getting his people involved.
We saw as Young was trying to get back to his man as the misdirection happened. He ran right into Joe Wilkins, who was blocking. So he's helped to the locker room. Tyree stumbles. He's got those feet going. He'll drop a yard or so on that one.
He saw the opening. He wanted to cut it. Ended up in there, and he just a little too fast on the cut that time.
Tony, I've mentioned Wilkins a few times. He had 3 key catches on the drive that led to the field goal before halftime. Had another one here in the second half. Had that block. Did not have any catches last year. Mostly a special teams role. There are receiver catches to be had, and Wilkins is trying to make his claim for those here.
Yes, he has done a good job of, when his number's called, delivering.
2nd and 12. Halfway through the 4th, Irish by 11. And into the boundary that time, strung out. Josh Blackwell able to bring Tyree down. That'll be 3rd and long.
Another big down for the Duke defense. Got to get a stop here, force a field goal, keep it to a 2-score game.
A little atmosphere does make a ton of difference.
And here's where Ian Book just has to be smart. You'd like to make 15 yards and make the 1st down, but you don't want to turn the ball over.
Third and 13. Duke down a couple of their starters in the secondary with these injuries on this series. Pressure is picked up. Book looking, now taking off. He'll scramble, and he is brought down the 17-yard line. They gave him time.
And that's a great decision. Yeah, they had good coverage. Hey, I want to make this 1st down. But the field goal still puts us up 14, keeps the momentum. We're in field goal range. Don't force it in there. Don't make a bad decision. Hey, didn't make the 1st down, but we're okay with that.
One of those backups, Jamarick Woods, was reading that, and he broke on the ball, really broke on the runner, not the ball, very well to come get Book. He was in there because of that Young injury earlier. So Jonathan Dorr from 34 yards. Good from 48 earlier today. It's his best looking kick of the day. He's 2 for 2. And the Irish extend the lead to 14. 5:21 left in the fourth quarter of the season opener. South Florida in for their non-conference meeting with the Irish. That'll be the only one that Notre Dame has. And the rest of it is the conference schedule. 10 ACC games, 11 in all. 3rd and 10 for Chase Brice and the Blue Devils. Brice flushed. Lots of room here, and he's going to run for the first down and keep going across the 40. Nice run by Brice all the way out to the 48-yard line. Terrific run of 23 by Brice.
Yes, you're going to see some pressure coming off the outside. But he gets away, and now he's not going to slide. He's not going to go down. He's going to deliver some blows.
Got to, right? 5 minutes left. Got to make something happen. It's a 2-touchdown game. He's sacked here by Kurt Hinish. Had 2 sacks last year. Kurt Hinish, the senior from Pittsburgh, plays all those gritty downs inside there over the ball. Comes up with a little glory.
This is a big power rush by Hinish right here. Watch him just explode through the pocket. Swim. Great pressure.
Got the best of the sophomore guard, Jacob Monk. 2nd and 15. Another run here, and Dalen Hayes will bring down Brice at the 47-yard line. Dalen Hayes was injured last year, so when the bigger names were making the plays, like Julian Aquaru's now a Detroit Lion, and the guys off the edge were making the big plays, Khalid Kareem, Hayes had to watch the party from the sideline. And a year before he was hurt, he lost a little bit of his love for football.
He did, and he said he got it back, and it was his faith that brought it back. So that was great to hear, and he's out there playing like he loves it.
3rd and 11. Hits Brice as he throws complete to Noah Gray to the 31-yard line.
That was a nice ball by Chase Brice and a nice move by Gray, and they're going to go a little up-tempo here.
3:29 left. They have to Cam Hart, the converted wide receiver, out there in coverage. Trying to sneak a score in here in the next minute or so. Give him a chance. It is Brice delivering down the middle. It's incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down. You know, Tony, we're seeing Brice's top receiver, Gray, coming off to get a break. Kyle Hamilton not in there after the injury to his leg in the 3rd quarter. They have his ankle taped up, Jack Collinsworth tells us, but he's not tried to run on the sideline. So it has forced DJ Brown, the junior from Annapolis, number 12, to be in there in that safety spot with Crawford. Here's pressure and a sack. Owusu Karamoa comes in to get Brice. He's good when you block him. When you don't block him, he's unstoppable.
Yeah, he just does so many things, and in this substituted nickel package, he's playing near the line of scrimmage. He's going to come on a blitz. The back doesn't see it, misses him. And he's not going to miss the quarterback from there.
Brice lost that as he tried to throw it. That might be the empty hand and a fumble and a live ball and a Notre Dame recovery. Let's see. Yes, it is. It's ruled Notre Dame ball. The ball may have just slipped out of Brice's hands or somebody got a piece, not sure. But it looked like the empty hand comes through, which is the first indicator for a fumble and a live ball.
That is definitely what happened. I don't know if the ball's a little bit damp or what, but it just came out of his hands as he's ready to deliver. It's clearly a fumble.
Ade Ogundeji, one of the captains for the Irish, comes up with the recovery. And so Notre Dame will take over with 2:51 to go, up 14. Tommy Rees calling the plays for the Irish for the 2nd game. Had that audition we mentioned earlier in the bowl game against Iowa State. Jameer Smith is the back. Stay in bounds. He does. And he gains 2. For Tommy Rees, he talked about how he was always calm when he played games here at Notre Dame. 4 years quarterback, playing for Brian Kelly as well. And when he called the plays at Iowa State after they made the decision to move on from Chip Long as offensive coordinator, he said he was really calm that day and he felt really good about that. Reminded him of his playing days here in South Bend.
He said it was just like when he played. And the other thing I loved that he told us is the walkthrough. He said they didn't script that out. He just kind of called it. They moved the ball around in different situations. He wanted to get used to calling plays on the move.
Leading the play clock here, 2nd and 8, and Smith running through the middle. Powerful run within a yard of the first down with 2 minutes to go. I thought of that because I'm wondering, Tony, how calm was he after those first couple of 3-and-outs? You know, when you got your 9 plays and you got 10 yards, it's the first quarter, and Duke is out gaining you, you know, 151 to 25 or something like that. That had to be a little disconcerting, but this offense has progressively played better as we've gone on.
They did, and they played through it, and they got better, and they got to some good concepts in the second half. And he's going to learn something from this game, but he's still trying to feel out his players, too, who can do what when the lights go on.
He's 28, one of the youngest coordinators in college football, certainly the Power 5, as the churning running back Smith gets the first down that will close this one out. Going to be the play caller for the guy you played for at that same school not that long. I mean, 7 years ago, he was the starting quarterback.
You know who that reminds me of?
You?
28 years old, becoming the defensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers for the guy I played for, Chuck Noll. And as I heard Tommy talking about it, it brought back memories. And he's in a good position. He has a great relationship with Brian Kelly. He's got a great relationship with Ian Book. He said he's now building those relationships with more than just the quarterbacks now, with the rest of the offensive players.
Shame it didn't work out for you.
I know.
A great Hall of Fame career. It's great to have you with us on these Notre Dame broadcasts and on campus here. And we watch the Irish come away with the opener here in game 1, 27-13.
I'll tell you, Mike, this is such a thrill for me, being back at a college football game for the first time in a long time, getting to talk to some of these players and coaches and the stories. Just hearing about Coach Lee and the respect that all these Notre Dame defenders have for him and how he's building into their lives. You know, that's what college football is all about, and it's great to be back and be a part of it.
And David Cutcliffe and Duke, you can see this program has been built quite well. And you hear the applause from the fans. This one wraps up. Good to see a college football game. And so many people worked so hard and sacrificed a lot to get to this point. And bravo to both schools and both teams, as well as college football in the ACC is being played. And Brian Kelly and David Cutcliffe with what is the greeting now for coaches and the players here. All the players, 3 COVID tests during the week. Everyone tested on Friday or right before competition. And everyone we saw play had a negative COVID test. So the players can play with the comfort that everyone on the field had tested negative, and mitigating any of those circumstances. Victory here for the Irish, and Brian Kelly standing by with Jack. Jack?
Coach, you told us this was your hardest offseason in 30 years as a head coach. What was it like to finally be back out here?
Oh, it was great. It was great just watching the guys compete. You know, hats off to Duke. They did a great job. Their game plan was outstanding. We had to make a lot of good adjustments. I thought our guys did a great job making some adjustments at halftime, and, you know, played a lot better in the second half. I mean, a lot of rust on us in the first half. But again, you know, that's what we expected. You know, we hadn't played a lot of football. We hadn't played since December. And we knew it was going to be a grind, but they hung in there. And like I said, they played much better football in the second half. A lot to build off of, and we're excited to get this win.
Yeah, new faces all over on this offense, too. Who proved something to you today?
Well, I just think, you know, more than anything else, the second half as a group proved, you know, where we need to go. And, you know, we kept running the football. Chris, you know, obviously Tyree and Kyron, Joe Wilkins stepped up, made some great plays. Obviously Mike Mayer, awesome. So a lot of young guys getting a first look at it, and we're going to be pretty good as we move forward.
And Coach, that fake punt provided a little spark there. Why?
We needed something. Everybody was kind of sleepy-eyed, so we needed to wake up a little bit.
Coach, thanks for the time.
Thanks, Jack.
Congratulations.
All right, Brian Kelly gets the win. Next week, it's USF on USA Network. South Florida comes in here for the only non-conference game of the year. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it is your local news. More sports coming up. Game 4, Vegas, Dallas, right here, NBC. Catherine Tappan and the guys get started at 8 Eastern time. Next week, as mentioned, the Fighting Irish take on the Bulls of South Florida. It's USF on USA. 2:30 Eastern time. With Tony Dungy, Jack Collinsworth, our producer Rob Hyland, our director Pierre Musa. Good to be back with our Notre Dame on NBC family, Mike Tirico. So long from South Bend. Thanks for watching Notre Dame football on NBC.